Bao Zheng is a famous official of integrity in Chinese history, but his death is still a mystery. Leaving the official position to take care of his parents, Bao Zheng was very studious in childhood and got a doctorate, but then his parents were old and weak, so he left the official position and returned to his hometown to take care of his parents. He was famous as a filial son. After his parents died, he continued starting his career. Bao Zheng was late to work as a mandarin. He took on the work in the Ministry of Public Affairs, the Ministry of Infantry, the Ministry of Pictures, and the Ministry of Ceremonies. In the field of supervision, he worked as an observer of the imperial court and the chief physician. He held many positions, but he was still only the second rank, never a general, not having the right to pay the death penalty with a dragon tiger dog head. The truth about Bao Zheng with the Kaifeng Palace. From novels and stage to movies, Bao Zheng's image is associated with big case-breaking times. In 1056, when people occupied land near the river and enroached on the flow of the river to build a castle causing flooding in the south, he ordered the clearance of works erosion on the river causing great floods, regardless of how powerful those people were. At that time, bribery was very common. Since then, Bao Zheng returned to the government. He ordered the expansion of the gates, and those who come to complain could directly visit the government. The legendary case, impersonating the crown prince. About solving crimes, the historical record of two cases relate to Bao Zheng, and the case of impersonating the crown prince were real and shocked the court. The king at that time only had two sons, but they all died at a very young age. So he was very sad at that time, and the story of having a prince became a big deal. In April of the second year of Huang Ho, the whole imperial city were extremely excited about the prince wandering in the human world. Bao Zheng arrested the man pretending to be the prince for questioning. At that time, he still boldly claimed to be a prince. Bao Zheng asked, "Your mother obviously in the palace, but you also have an older sister. Why doesn't your sister claim to be a princess, but you claim to be a prince?" The man stiffened. Bao Zheng continued to worry. The man just had to admit his guilt. In addition to the two cases recorded in the man's history, the other cases are almost completely untrue. Sad private life. Bao Zheng's first wife had no children. His second wife gave birth to one son and two girls. However, he continuously lost his son and grandson. No one who inherited the family line, so it was extremely painful to him. At the age of 59 years old, Bao Zheng's housemaid became pregnant. When the boy was 8 years old, then he adopted the boy as his child. According to the official history, Bao Zheng died on May 24, 1602, at the age of 64. His grave was originally classified as a provincial cultural heritage from 1956 to August 1966. But then the Cultural Revolution broke out. Bao Zheng, a typical honest mandarin, was considered to be punishable for supporting the feudal system. Bao Zheng's grave in an instant became a cooperative cooking house, inside and outside. It was completely demolished. Legend around the ancient tomb. There have been many legends about Bao Zheng's tomb, such as when the funeral was held, there were 21 identical coffins brought out from 3 gates of Luchou Citadel. Inside the tomb, there were also many traps to prevent the bad guys from taking revenge. After that, the descendants of Bao Zheng, for fear of harm, suddenly took Bao Zheng's remains and the grave to temporarily bury them in a place that no one noticed. By the end of August 1973, the excavation of Bao Zheng's grave was completed. The result was 11 tests of the remains of Bao Zheng and members of his family. Bao Zheng's mysterious death. Previously, in ancient times, although Asian was extremely toxic, odorless, and tasteless in history, it was still used in traditional medicine as a medicine to cure diseases. The low levels of azan detected in Bao Zheng's bones can rule out the possibility that he used azan as medicine before his death. In Bao Zheng's remains, researchers discovered a large amount of mercury. They have proposed two theories. One is that the mercury was used as a substance to preserve the body. Second, before his death, Bao Zheng was poisoned by a large number of drugs containing this extremely toxic ingredient. To this day, whether Bao Zheng died because of illness or poisoning is still an unanswered mystery. That's all about today. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.